10 seconds remaining.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, finally to the much anticipated finals of the Dota Trash Destruction Tournament. It's going to be a best of 3 between Osiris Gaming and Union Gaming, the professional Peruvians, as I like to call them. Your hosts return to you. I am Helium, and with me, of course, is Vic Romand.
Good to be here, Helium. I'm excited for this final. Maybe not the two teams everybody expected to advance, but definitely two of the stronger teams in the bracket. And here they are, making it all the way to the finals. It was single Elam, of course, so this is it. This best of 3 will determine who takes home the $300 prize.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we saw a lot of teams in here. We saw EHUG, no Earth Spirit as well, looking pretty strong. Revenge, Swag and Tiger. They actually lost to Beyond's team, which is a pretty good stack in round number 1, which surprises me. I'm like thinking maybe that game didn't even happen, but there were a ton of teams, and I had a pretty good idea who the top 5 were going to be, but it's a small bracket, so a lot of them played each other early, and that leaves us with an interesting finals here between Osiris Gaming and Union Gaming. The semifinals were BO3. The finals will be BO3. No advantage, because like you said, single elimination bracket.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. The fact is the bracket was pretty small, and even from round 2, you already saw a lot of even matchups in terms of the team quality. And even the game we saw, game 1, was like 2 very good teams as well. I think we watched EHUG and No Earth Spirit. So, I don't know. Dignitas kicked out EHUG. They got kicked out in turn by Osiris Gaming in the best of 3 that we watched. And then the other one, Union Gaming did beat Snot+4, the ex-Wild Witch Doctors team, 2-1. So both teams getting here, not without some adversity. Here we've got both teams with quite a bit of push, as well as Osiris bringing quite a bit of global to the table.
Yeah, and sorry, I was actually informing the chat here. Some people were wondering about IX Mike and his team. Did he protect NA Dota from the South Americans? No, so far he hasn't, actually. They lost. They're playing the bronze placement match versus Team Dignotas right now, and you can find that on twitch.tv/PlaySivo1. It will be brought to you by Gorgon and should be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to Union Gaming in the last round. They took the first game, I believe, and then lost the next 2. Mike played Spirit Breaker and unfortunately did not win, which is too bad because Spirit Breaker is pretty great.
Is he? He can be. I think it's still an okay pick as long as the other team is lacking in some stuns.
I think every hero is playable right now, in my opinion, even the really bad ones, but Spirit Breaker is one of the bad ones.
Yeah, alright, fair. Well, it's okay. He had that 2-month or more than that terrorizing us and just being completely ridiculously OP and picked every game. So.
Well, in pub, like...
Yeah, he was getting picked up by the biggest of the names, but let's see. We've got an interesting draft here. We've seen a bit of Lycan and Nature's Prophet already today. Nyx Assassin first here, though, for the Peruvians, which is interesting. Definitely a quality hero we've seen a lot, but Naga being banned out, the IO being banned out, and we see Osiris now with their 4th ban.
Yeah, they take out the IO. They don't want to have to deal with it. It took them a while to beat.
10 seconds remaining.
Even though they were up by like 30 kills, it took them a while to nail down that Ursa IO combo that Snot+4 were using in the last game there, so they don't want to face it. And they obviously taking out the Naga to avoid that. The thing about the Naga Nature's Prophet Ancient Apparition is that's about the least fun that you can have against another team in a Dota game, because they just don't do anything. It's a lineup that doesn't do anything, but is also almost impossible to, like, really hard to beat.
Yeah, indeed. The Naga Siren, when she gets to that late game, is just unstoppable, so they do take her out of the pool. She's also very versatile. She can still support, she can still carry, and she can go into that mid lane and do very, very well. Osiris Gaming, though, they're looking for their 3rd hero. They've got a support, and they've obviously got one of the best offlaners in the game, the Nature's Prophet, so we'll see what they want to do for the 3rd pick. Maybe some more push. Maybe we see the Rasta again.
Yeah, it's tough to say what they're going to go with. We have seen quite a bit of Shadow Shaman today, and it's been very strong. I mean, there is the option of going all out, adding on like Spectre and Zeus and stuff, if they really want to.
Yes.
Doom,
but they go with the Doom.
Yeah, I like this.
Standard. Fairly, I guess, greedy.
I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, you don't.
Depending on what they build. If they both go Midas.
You don't have to, though.
That is true. You don't have to. Nature's Prophet probably going to go to the phase. Maybe we see An Necrobook, maybe we see a Midas to take it late. Doom, I like to see the Dooms picking up the early mech, and then with Devour, you're getting so much money anyways, then you can transition into other items like an AC, or even to just some right-click, maybe Heaven's Halberd or something along those lines.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
quite possibly. I mean, the question for them is mostly how do you deal with Lycan, and they've got a pretty good start.
Reserve time.
It's going to take a little more. We saw Lycan in the first game today just get dominated by the response of like Slark and Mirana and Crystal Maiden, a lot of single target lockdown and ability to stop him from being able to just ult and walk away. So Osiris will definitely know how to respond to that, I think.
Yeah, they've been. They were the team that did stop the strong push strat of the Nature's Prophet and the Lycan combined
Were
together,
they?
Earlier on.
No, that was
today.
E-Hug.
Was it?
I
don't
think
remember.
so.
It's been so long.
It was E-Hug. Yeah, it's been so long.
I think it was
today?
Osiris, so it looks like we're going to disagree. But either way, someone did it, so it can obviously be done at any level of play. And this is a pretty high level of play. I mean, this is Tier 2, Tier 3 North American, South American teams, so they're very quality stuff, as Vengeful Spirit is the third pick there, along with that Lycan.
Yeah.
Radiant team.
Weaver, the next pickup, even more damage. Vengeful Spirit,
Not
meanwhile,
surprised.
this is a pick that I really like these days. I think Venge is pretty damn strong. Good damage output. The armor reduction is strong in a number of lineups. Positioning, returns on farm pretty well.
Yeah, and it's not a big surprise. I mean, Osiris has been running the sort of duo lane or the aggressive tri-lane with Weaver and Ancient Apparition for the last couple games we've seen them in.
10 seconds remaining.
So, looking to utilize it here once again as they go up against Union Gaming. They're a team,
5 seconds
Union Gaming that is, that likes to play very, very aggressive, in-your-face Dota, objective-based Dota, as we were talking about the other night. I think that was Gorgon and I. So, yeah, it was. We cast Union Gaming. They had a tough night for them. They played Evil Geniuses, which one of the best teams arguably in the world right now, and then they had another best of 3 going up against somebody else that was also quite good. I'll pick that information up in a moment. Will I though? Let's see. Okay, it was Evil Geniuses versus Union Gaming, and then Union Gaming versus the Houses Down, which is another strong South American team. So Union Gaming, they had a tough night, but today in the Dota Trash Destruction Tournament, they've been doing quite well, and they look to win potentially $500 here for, actually $300 for first place, $500 overall.
Yeah. Beastmaster the pickup. That's an interesting choice. Certainly pre-Weaver Lincolns, he can do a great job of locking that down. Stopping him in his tracks, and maybe they can kill him in the course of the roar. He also has, with the composite damage of the wild axes, can clear out. He's a very, very good lane clearer of creeps. If Nature's Prophet is trying to split push, there's a lot Beastmaster can do against that.
5 seconds remaining.
The other factor, I guess, is Inner Beast. It works on creeps, so it'll work on those Lycan Wolves.
Radiant team.
So maybe actually with the Inner Beast, they've got quite an aura strat available already. Between Vengeful Spirit with the Vengeance Aura and Beastmaster with the Inner Beast, and then Howl from Lycan, this team has a lot of
not
hidden...
to mention Feral Impulse.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
That's just for Lycan, though.
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
wolves.
But still, I mean, those wolves are going to be very, very scary. And in general, like, their team is going to have this huge early to mid-game power of if the Beastmaster decides to level that Inner Beast early.
Yeah, well, they definitely have a strong pushing lineup with just what they have right now. If they want to maybe take it a step further... if they want to jungle this Lycan and maybe offlane the next assassin, do a sort of duo lane, they could also still pick up a Luna for some more aura power, or they could even pick up the Drow Ranger, but then I think we're getting a little greedy with pushing, and they could suffer in the... Yeah, they could just suffer and fall apart in the early game.
Yeah, they won't do that. Drow's not good here, because it's not going to help Lycan that much, it's not going to help Beastmaster that much.
Yeah, it's actually kind of stupid if you don't have ranged heroes, including Visage, on your team.
I thought the Luna idea was cute. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Luna would be much better than the Drow, as we see Sand King picked up there last by Osiris Gaming.
Sand King.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, they needed maybe a non-conditional
5
stun.
seconds remaining.
They didn't really have any way of ensuring that Cold Feet would proc on anybody ever. Here it is, though, Shadow Shaman. So both teams with a very strong pushing aspect to them.
The Shadow Shaman should be a support because Nole here, also known as Sidorol, definitely more widely known as Sidorol, is the mid player as he picks up the Beastmaster.
Is that Sidorol? Okay.
Yeah, it is Sidorol.
Got it.
He changes his name so much that I actually had to tag him on Steam as Sidorol, so now I will never not know.
Yeah. That's how I know him as well. I didn't realize that was him. All right,
And,
well, yeah. I mean, he's definitely going to be mid, I think.
Yeah, and Angra here is returning to Union Gaming once again. That's Iwo, or IWO. I believe Iwo is how you pronounce it. So he's going to be playing up on that Lycan, which I guess we'll just introduce Union Gaming real quick. Union Gaming on the Radiant here in Game 1. Iwo, or Iwo, playing on that Lycan. Jericho supporting him up on that Shadow Shaman. Supporting behind that, it'll be Nova on the Vengeful Spirit. Citadel into the mid lane on this Beastmaster, going for a very fast bottle build. And it'll be Angel in that offlane Nyx Assassin role.
Not even that heavily pooled for the Beastmaster. Just they give him the one shared tango, but not more than that. Alright, yeah, he's going to have a super fast bottle. Looking up towards Osiris, it will be Classic. Actually, a little bit of a role shift here. We've got Classic on the Weaver. He was playing support when we saw them earlier. And then Will is on the Ancient Apparition, supporting that Weaver. We also have Richard. Is this a name change? I feel like
Yeah, this is definitely a name change. I don't recall Richard.
isn't that Risk? No,
It could be Risk.
no, because he was playing on a different team. He was on Dignitas.
He was on a different team, so it's probably not him.
All right, whatever. Well, he's on the Sand King, which means Doom will be piloted up by Patso. Looks like a solo mid Doom against the Beastmaster. Does mean it's going to be a solo safe Nature's Prophet for Guanzo.
Well, actually, I mean, it's Osiris, and I don't see 2014 Osiris, so that could be him with the Steam icon change, or maybe he had to go, and it's just a substitution, so it could indeed just be Richard on the Sand King, and then, yeah, Guanzo.
I don't even know, man. But yeah, Osiris has that little Ferrari logo avatar, doesn't he?
Yeah, so that is who we are missing, or it was changed, and Richard is the same person.
Well, it's very mysterious. At any rate, currently we have Doom maybe shifting towards jungle and Sand King mid. Okay. Yeah, Sand King mid, pretty good against Beastmaster. Sand King, not that bad of a mid hero, really. Once he picks up that Caustic Finale and stuff, the hero wins some matchups. Meanwhile,
Oh, bot lane, Will in a lot of trouble. They're looking to get this first blood. The Shackle's there to hold him in place. Will drop. The Lycan Wolf's just doing work as Iwo picks up the first blood. And things start off very, very nice here for Union Gaming.
I don't know what the deal is with that whole lane shift. It's like the 2v3 Weaver AA is very strong, but as soon as Vengeful Spirit lands a stun on one of your guys, they're pretty much dead unless you can respond with a stun of your own coming from the Sand King. So I don't know why Sand King wasn't there and why they did that weird like pseudo mid lane thing with him. Because now Patsol's just gone back there.
Yeah, I think it was just time for Patsol to go ahead and pick up an aura, and they're like, hey, let's get some extra levels on this Sand King. But bot lane for Osiris maybe didn't get the message, as I think they were a little too far out there.
It was a little weird. Anyway, Nova's going to need more mana before this bottom lane for UG is going to do anything more.
On Nyx Assassin, Angel picks up a kill here on the top lane on Guanzo. They were both very, very low, but that poor man's shield putting in work for Nyx Assassin as he will live, and he gets the kill on Nature's Prophet.
I didn't even notice that, but that's great for Nyx Assassin. Nature's Prophet only has 2 last hits.
Once again, we see another Nyx Assassin doing fantastic in these 1v1 off lanes.
Nyx is very, very strong 1v1. And just the health regen gives you such good sustain. It's as if you start the lane with a ring of health. He's fighting
Look how aggressive he's being now. Yeah, he's like, I got a stout shield. What are you going to do?
Well, that's the thing. The poor man's takes away so much of Furion's ability to really harass you with those weird Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle treants.
Yeah, I don't really like these treants.
It's my least favorite.
Different.
Yeah, it's really ugly.
I mean, ugly and being covered in mushrooms, I feel like go together. It's just that they're so different. I don't know. I don't really like it. But there's some cool ones.
They're definitely
I like the Kunkka ones that just came out. The Kunkka, the artist, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bot lane, a lot more action. Ethershot goes out. It's going to kill the Weaver. Classic dies. It's 3-0 for Union Gaming. They might get a return kill on Ewo, but they will not. Now Willie's in a bit of trouble. Nova going to come in and throw the stun. The Lycan Wolves might even get the kill. They do, and they almost kill Richard in the process. 4-0 here for Union Gaming after a fantastic start.
I wish Venge had spat. I feel like with the Wave of Terror, they maybe kill a little bit quicker on the AA, maybe even get the Sand King. I don't know. Either way, still 4-0. What a start. And they lose Lycan, so they're going to have to address that. But he survived. He used a salve, I believe, to get back into it. He's not farming well. Like, in fact, Weaver has 10 for 1, and Lycan's only 6 for 0. But then if you look at the net worth, obviously, Lycan's crushing it by virtue of not having died.
Yeah, Lycan already almost at 2,000. He sits at 1846. The mid lane also going well for them, where we see Citadel right behind him in net worth, and Doom right behind that. A little early for that. Clearly the CS is pretty similar.
Yeah, but Beastmaster is doing well, as you'd more or less expect, because Doom was a little late to lane. Luckily, it's Doom, he can jungle a bit, so they did get some XP for Sand King at the cost of nothing for Doom. He's tied exactly with Beastmaster. I mean, what did Sand King get out of it, though? Like, not that much, plus they lost First Blood as a result, so I'm still not sure about it overall.
Yeah, I mean, really,
Wow,
though,
Nyx.
4-0, that bottom lane is going pretty terrible here for
Yeah,
Osiris.
not great.
And it's not like they can really do much about it. They kind of have to stick to these lanes. I guess you could throw Nature's Prophet down
could.
there.
But he only
and
now
go back
is
to the
getting
top lane.
Sprout. So, like, Nature's Prophet, who is just an auto attack and nothing else, is nothing to write home about TPing over. He's quite behind. Nyx is, what, 5.5? Okay, just 5, so he's a full level behind.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Nature's Prophet can jungle, you rotate up that lane. You can even abandon the offlane if you have to, or maybe you rotate someone down. Nature's Prophet, like you said, he can come down with the Sprout and try to turn around a kill and redeem that lane, but so far it's going pretty poorly as we do wait for Lycan to reconnect.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious. I know we've had more delays than the tournament admin was hoping to have.
It's alright, we're over back on Neo Dota again, so I get to see all my old school friends. Knowledge Junkie, Ass Chauffeur, I think I saw like some other people I recognized earlier whose
Nice.
names escape me. But it's good to know that they're still all here. Knowledge Junkie being as useful as always.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, this has been a good tournament, though, honestly. Like, even with a couple of disconnects and, like, Steam deciding not to cooperate, almost every game, at least that we've seen, has been fairly tightly contested and has some interesting strategic depth to it. It hasn't just been round after round of 50-0 stomps.
No, yeah, I mean, a lot of the games have been one-sided, but that's really just because, I mean, all these teams in this tournament were very, very close in skill level, so in that regard, it's been fantastic. But when you're playing best of one, you do have a lot of people just going all in and, you know, having it work for them, ending these games quickly. I think the longest game we've had so far was about 30 minutes, but that best of 3 between Sna +4 and Union Gaming went down to the wire in Game 3 there.
Yeah, I mean, both best of threes in the semifinals were decided in 3 games rather than 2. And the one that we watched, the first 2 games were both fairly one-sided for the victors, but then the third game was close, like one team blew it out, which is that's what Dota is, really. It's very rare that a game is, like, extremely close right up until the end. That what you usually hope for is that it's close until one team sort of decides it and wins.
I see the stream has caught up to my the Sentry Ward, you know, the ward fish from New Bloom. I had Showcase View zoomed in on the fish's face for like 10 minutes. People in chat are like,
amazing.
what the hell is this?
Sounds like a good way to spend some time. I disabled my Showcase View key, but
It's not the same in Spectator. You actually have to click the button as opposed
do
to
you?
just being bound to eye. But they turned it on for Spectator mode, and it's amazing for pauses.
damn, that wardfish does look pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's really well done. Alright, the game on pause. Ewo finally back into this thing. He's got a magic stick, and, well, that's a smart buy, of course, in any tri-lane. And he's going what looks to be for a very, very quick Vladimir's offering as... Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about what you'd expect, I feel. Sometimes you can skip the Vlads or do it later, but I think it's
You
just...
get the Medallion Rush if you want to,
Yeah.
but...
Medallion Rush can be very legit sometimes, but... I think here Vlad's, just for the sustainability and the AoE armor, will be very nice for them. Because what's Weaver going to do against high armor early? The hero does no damage.
That is quite true. It does attack twice, but even then,
Yeah,
it's
twice
still not
for
doing
0.
a whole lot. Yeah, twice for 0. Still 0, unfortunately. That's how multiplication does work. Also, speaking of attacking and not doing a lot of damage, I know we've touched on it a little bit, but the poor man's shield there on a very high-leveled agility Nyx Assassin, it's just not doing too much. Nature's Prophet, Guanzo having a very tough time.
Yeah, he really is. Will Nyx get this? Yeah, he gets that catapult for the extra gold. Great, he's very close to his arcane boots already.
That's going to be really, really nice. So we've seen Nyx Assassin's doing well in this offlane. Actually, hold that thought. Bot lane Richard going to initiate onto Nova. Immediately shackled up. Nova will live to pick up the XP. Might live longer, but no, the chilling touch damage is too much. They trade the kills down here in the bottom lane, and everyone there for Union Gaming able to soak up that experience.
Yeah, it's good for Osiris to at least be able to get on the board a little bit, but it's not really enough yet for them. I don't know. It's really tough. Where's Doom at? Jungling?
Doom's
Okay.
in the mid lane right now. It looks like he stepped off. They're going up top to deal with Nyx Assassin, but what they don't know is that Nova also just TP'd up here and is going to scout out the Doom, or vice versa.
Hal's up.
Oh,
So this
Guanzo's in a lot of trouble. They're trying to focus on... There they go. Patzel is going to go down, and that's the Hal, I think, being put into effect in the bottom lane. Ethershock going out now. This is a very dangerous position for Jericho, but he will be okay. There's pretty much no stuns for Osiris to throw out.
Yeah, like, the Sand King's only level 3, right? So he's got very short
Guanzo
range.
dies up
Yeah,
top.
he's dead.
Citadel rotates off the mid, and they pick him down.
I mean, this is just nicely done by Union Gaming, and they're really just out-positioning and out-laning Osiris. So yeah, Lycan's not farming particularly well, but he just keeps not dying, whereas everybody on Osiris dies again and again. Classic is getting good farm in this lane, and he's only died once, but right now that's not nearly enough. It doesn't really matter to them, actually. Like, how fast really is it going to get that link? It's not super fast.
Yeah, not super fast at all. Well, that's assuming it goes Lincolns. There's pretty good reasons to go Lincolns, I think. Actually, bottom lane, more action is just won't stop. Jericho gets picked off immediately. Still very squishy. Yeah, this is nice for Osiris. They're going to pick off Ewo as well with that chilling touch damage, showing how powerful it is. And we're going to have another pause, unfortunately.
That was a strong rotation, and that's the Nature's Prophet. Finally has the levels to actually come down and get a good sprout off. And also very good usage of the maximum range Burrow Strike for Sand King there to actually land that stun. 2 kills, free and clear basically for a lot of people. Very critical for their progression. AA and Sand King now halfway through level 4. In an aggressive trial, you always really hope that you are able to get some kills to get those levels. And now they're only about half a level each behind Vengeful Spirit and Shadow Shaman, so some solid play for them, certainly.
Yeah, Vengeful Spirit has actually been out of XP for a while. They did get that kill on Doom up here in the top lane. He has since respawned, went down to the bottom lane where Osiris looks to be mounting a bit of a push on this bottom tower. TP's though going to come in. It's going to be Angel to arrive first. He's got Vendetta online if he wants to use it. The Treants and obviously the Creep Wave know that he's here. They maybe don't know that Rasta came back, but you gotta expect it. They definitely... Well, maybe they don't see him. It is nighttime. Sand King is rotating way off of this lane. He might be found out here by Citadel, who has an invis, and he's coming down into that bot lane.
Yeah, but I mean, Osiris already peel off. They have good warding here in general. I don't know what Richard is planning to get done, but this is going to be a trade for... They're going to push the tier 1. We'll see if Osiris even bothered to defend.
Well, they know that Citadel is here. They've got a sentry down, so he's not surprising anybody, and they may realize this soon, but I think they're just going to look to push. Those bugs go out, but there's really not going to be any follow-up, just trying to slow down the push.
Well, Venge levels.
Yeah, Venge is just leveling. It's a very smart rotation to put the Venge up there, just free farm, get that level 6, and that's a support that is relevant. I think you said it earlier. Just one of the best supports late game. For
sure. She actually does damage. The main thing with her is if you're going to use her as a support, it's very difficult for her to live through her own swaps, so you need to make sure you get like 4 stats.
Oh, nicely done by Richard, using that Sandstorm to great effect to dodge some of that initiation. Angel, though, is going to get doomed up immediately. Patsoul throws out the Doom, but dies very, very quickly afterwards. Now Richard shackled up. They will get Jericho. Look at Guanzo just poking people in the back with his staff right now, as I see someone else falling on the offshoot of that. I think that was Weaver. Yeah, it goes right down on the sentry
Weaver
board.
died
They can
pretty
continue
early
to chase Guanzo away. They're going to summon up that board, look to get the slow. It will attack once. That's going to apply that debuff. There are phase boots on Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, but he's still going to probably die. There's the Shadow Shaman, Hex,
and the Shackle.
Nicely played from Union Gaming. They end up getting a 4-for-1 trade. That really, for me, comes down to the fact that Weaver still isn't level 6, so he doesn't even have time lapse. So he goes down so fast to even just Vengeful Spirit and her ability to reduce the armor of a hero who only has 606 HP.
Yeah, we saw Union Gaming. They started that fight because they were... no. They were trying to push the bottom tower to start that fight. It didn't happen. They get the kills. The team fight kind of shifts towards the middle lane, so they just run up mid, drop the wards, get the tower, and meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit and Lycan are pushing the bottom lane. They're just going to dive. Oh, they put the armor reduction to make Will at -1. I think Ewo could have just dove, but going to be on the side of caution.
Easy enough just to take the 2 towers and get out of there. I mean, Vengeful Spirit actually with most of a Necronomicon. That's... wow. Yeah, that's very interesting. Almost done with Necro 1, actually. Only 500 gold needed. That's 8 kill participation for you, because it has nothing for last hits. And 2 towers, of course.
It's pretty expected coming out here from the Beastmaster, I think. I mean...
The Deny? Yeah, oh yeah, no. I mean,
No.
Beastmaster has one, and Venge will have one. So this is going to be...
Oh, Venge is going for one, yes. That's
dude,
a little more...
Think about the aura that Venge is eventually going to get with some more levels, and then the Beastmaster aura, which he already has 1 point in, with multiple sets of Necronomicon creeps, because obviously Lycan's going straight for his, Beastmaster has his rank 1, and Venge, plus Shadow Shaman wards. Seems bleak.
It does. It seems like the towers are going to be almost impossible to defend as
need,
Vengeful Spirit, going for more of that old school skill build, maxing out the stun, I guess, because they were looking to get the kills in the lane, but it's debatable, because I think maxing out that wave of Terror, getting some points in Vengeance, or leaving the stun at level 1, as long as everyone's on the same page and attacking the same target, it does way more damage.
Yeah, quite possibly. You know what I want to see? I want to see Sand King leveling Caustic Finale. Once he sees all these Necro creeps, you gotta be thinking, like, holy crap, we need some way of clearing out those waves.
Sand King, underrated for his lane pushing potential. Maxing out that Caustic Finale, it can be quite ridiculous, but you do really need the points in Burrow Strike because the duration scales. As Ewo is not going to be able to get out of there. I thought for a second he was.
He should have
but
been.
He will.
Did he not TP to the right place?
He must have TP'd top or something, where I see a bunch of people have just TP'd to, so it was a very, very long duration.
He would have gotten away if he was TPing to Throne, no doubt about it. I mean, sorry, to Fountain.
Or Throne, whatever.
Right.
I think most people have figured it out. That it used to be called Throne. I guess that was technically only the Scourge side, but...
Right. Oh, well, they are going for the towers, even without Lycanthrope. I mean, they've got this Necro already available for Beastmaster. The faster they take a couple more towers, too, the faster Venge gets her Necro, and the faster they can... If they are going to go gimmick Necro composition, they really want to be able to take advantage of that timing.
Or as I like to call it, the Scumbook combo.
Scumbook.
Because it really is.
It's not that strong these days. Like, I think it's balanced. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, it's a little more risky against like Gyro or Luna, despite it also being pretty good because they kill them and take the damage. But when someone could just flash farm down the wave and no chance to get your units out of there, and they give up so much money now when you upgrade it to Book 3, so you have to be pretty considerate of how deep you're going to throw in your Necro units.
I agree. It's going to be another tower. I think Shadow Shaman gets the last hit. Yes, he does. So even though they trade the gold for the, obviously the... Oh, wow, really? Angel's going in?
Yeah, Angel's crazy. He's got Spike Carapace in 1 second, so he's going to be able to... Yeah, he shouldn't even have used it there because no one was focusing him after that. And the Roar comes out onto Will. Will should be going down here. They're being a little apprehensive. Jericho oversteps his welcome. Now Nova should be taken down here to the Chilling Touch. Actually, yeah, it is going to be the Sakuchi because the Wrath of Nature does so much. And this Ice Blast on point. Angel dies even if he was able to TP away. And this is Osiris making a stand for themselves.
For sure.
Defending, well, not defending the tower, but getting back into the game, at least in momentum.
Yeah, it was smart of them to stand and fight. It was less smart, I would say, for Union Gaming to go in on that. Like, Nyx Assassin deciding, yeah, this will work. This 1v5 will work. I mean, it's not the worst trade in the world, but it does give a triple kill away to Weaver, which you definitely do not want to do. Now he has a Ultimate Orb, gonna go straight for that Lincoln Sphere. He's gonna be much closer to it after picking up a triple kill than he was before.
Yeah, and he's even got treads before it, so he's actually not doing half bad at this point. Still 55 CS. The most CS in the game is going to be over to Citadel on the Beastmaster at 66. Then we find Ewo on the Lycan at 53, but it's about time to switch over to the net worth. It's pretty similar, but because of the tower gold, we can see Ewo up there in second, and then Classic on the Weaver at 5.3.
Yeah, and it's also about these Necronomicon creeps, because really, Osiris right now cannot handle that many Necro creeps. They already have 3 books online. The second book rank 2 is coming to Null, or Citadel, and then book rank 2 will be on 1 more tower kill, and Lycan will have it as well. Now, the more they push, of course, the more it costs them in terms of levels. Lycan is only level 8, compared to the 3 cores are level 9 on Osiris. Nice Ice Blast.
And that shows you the pain of pushing into an Ice Blast. However, they're not too phased by it. Looks like it's going to run out with any form of follow-up coming out of Osiris. So they're able to sustain through it. And do they have a mechanism up early? We talked about that. Just because there's an Ice Blast, there's no reason not to get a mech.
Well, all their mech carriers are building...
Necros?
Yeah.
And look at this, they're going in for the high ground already. They save the Serpent Wards. This is Jericho with the, this is only rank 1 Serpent Wards right now, but the tier 3 is disappearing. There is no fortification. Everyone's having to run back, and right now, even if Union Gaming get wiped and take a Rax at this point, it's still pretty worth it. And that
they
doesn't
took
look to be the
same
case.
thing.
They will start off the pickoff onto Richard. Another good Ice Blast coming through the cooldown. Only 40 seconds at every level. Nicely done. Good impale by Angel. Jericho holding Doom in place as long as possible. Now Ewo is going to go ahead and shapeshift, but he gets immediately sprouted. He will be able to take out the Sand King, who got locked in that, which was unfortunate
that's
for the
supposed to
Sand
buyback.
King. And the Necro units are going to go ahead and take out. Nova's still alive, throwing out the stuns onto Pat. And Nova will continue to live as Nature's Prophet dies. The Necro unit's doing work right there, but the fight is not over yet. Ewo will go down to Classic. He is now dominating on that Weaver. Citadel just going to go ahead and TP out as Angel will miss the Impale, but he mana burns Classic and now completely
leave.
dry.
The fact is, they still cleared almost all of Osiris. They took the melee racks. The ranged racks is going to take a lot of damage as well. Of course, ranged racks does not regen, so it's already more than half dead. They took 2 towers and a racks. That means that eventually, the composition is just rolling. This is the Necro comp working, because you see Vengeful Spirit now has her Necronomicon rank 2. Beastmaster has his maxed out. Lycan should have his maxed out, I believe. Yeah, he has almost enough gold to get a max Necro. And there's just nothing stopping them from at this point. This is what the multi-auras plus getting the early Vlads does for you. These Necro creeps themselves. You saw them. They got some kills, like the Necros did.
Yeah. That mana burn often overlooked. It was obliterating both Richard, which is the best Dota name of all time, and Guanzo on the Sand King and Nature's Prophet, respectively. And actually, Angel looking for some more here. A fairly common book carrier has decided not to go for it. He goes for the Blink Dagger instead, and, well, that shows you the power of Nyx Assassin against semi-int carries.
You can start book now, no problem.
That is very, very true. Looks like another fight will break out. Nova, I think, is going to be locked in place. No, just barely gets far enough away. Angel gets doomed, looking to run away. Boreal Strike off of CD in 1 second. The War, though, coming in. The rest of the team for Union Gaming show up. They will take down the Doom. This makes Richard turn around a little more indecisive. Angel, Doom is running out. He has Impale. Where is Richard going? He needed to Boreal Strike up that hill earlier, and they're going to be able to kill him now. Maybe not. He gets up the hill finally, but a blink forward by Jericho. He's going to find a Wild Will on the Ancient Apparition, sheep him up. Will's going to go ahead and TP, but not before they kill Richard on the Sand King. 21-10.
Yeah, and at this point, you can see Classic not even enjoying that fight, because he's like, this is just a mess. I need to level, I need to get farm, I need to finish Lincoln Sphere. He needs to finish Lincoln Sphere and move on already. Like, he needs, I don't even know what he needs, Mjolnir or something? Like, the Weaver is not going to have the power to take care of the Necro creeps unless he has some form of AoE, and that's almost his only hope. The problem is they're not going to get the time. This is the perfect timing for this Necro push strategy. And even though the Ice Blast, actually...
Jericho might die.
Nah, I don't think he will. Probably not.
He needs to get to, what, 70 HP?
He's gonna be
he's
fine.
not. He's
It's
more
only
than
level
okay.
1. Like, the Ice Blast is not... It's only 8 seconds and almost no damage.
Yeah, when you start falling behind on that Ancient Apparition and you're not keeping up to your rank 2 ulti at a reasonable time, it doesn't really matter all that much.
It's not, I mean, it's still strong, but it's not nearly as out of hand as the later levels, and especially Ags. Okay, it's going to be Roche next. Easy kill.
Yeah, they're going into Roche very, very quickly. They take it out. The bugs go into Scout, but it's too late. They might even be initiated upon Osiris.
Uh-oh.
They are going to be initiated on. Richard gets caught out with the Roar. Angel going to get caught in an Ice Blast, but he should still be okay. Shadow Shaman getting that kill with the Ether Shock. Doom with the Centaur Stomp. Going to keep himself alive a little bit longer. And meanwhile, Will just being chased down by NPCs.
Yeah.
I guess technically they're not NPCs, but that Necrobook doing work. Let's see if we can get him. There's another Necro 3 still alive right now going on to Weaver. Weaver has no mana. This mana burn is really hurting him because he cannot Sakuchi or time-lapse.
I mean, just the Necro creeps getting AA to 0 mana, and then actually the ranged Necro creep killing him. And they've still got Necros to spare. That was just, I think that was just Lycans, and now Beastmasters and Venges are on the field and going to help them push this tier 3.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job of rotating, because the cooldown, of course, is way longer now.
Yeah.
And they've just been keeping them, rotating them.
It is, but the aura plus summon strat is way too strong right now for Osiris to deal with. They're putting up a good fight. Ice Blast. Okay, so that's,
They might be,
that's the
they're going to
Aegis.
pop off the Aegis.
But, well, yeah, Lycan will be in trouble when he goes back up.
He's probably going to die. Richard's in position to get up the Burrow Strike. They're going to lock him in place with the Cold Feet, and he will die on the other side of things. Classic gets obliterated, chasing a little too far to kill the doomed up Nyx Assassin, it would appear. Aurora goes off here from Citadel onto Guanzo. Guanzo staying alive. Another good stun by Richard, keeping his teammates up, but it's not going to be enough. He falls. The axes go out. Nova, that was an ambitious TP attempt, will go down in the process as the fight. Is it going to continue? Do they have a stun? Level death is... Oh, the Centaur Stomp from Pat is going to do it. Citadel will die here. And that is a full team wipe, I guess, besides Jericho, and the Rax in the middle lane still stands.
Yeah, really good defense from Osiris. Well put together. Good job isolating the Lycan, taking out the Aegis. Really important for them overall. I think Sand King MVP during that fight, even though he's 0-7 and 11, he had some really important burrow strikes, keeping people in place for Ancient Apparition ult, keeping people in place for damage. It does cost them another buyback. Nature's Prophet forced to buy back in that fight. We had Sand King buying back in a previous fight, so he has nothing, basically. His buyback cooldown's just coming back up. Still, as long as they are only one set of racks down, it's not too hopeless yet. It's just really hard.
Yeah, and I mean, going down to racks this early, it was actually a really interesting point I heard Lumi make while casting the Dream League. When you go down to racks like this, it essentially halves the amount of farm that you can get from this lane if you are Osiris right now. But if you think about it, since your lane is always pushed, it's pretty much 0 farm for Union Gaming.
Right. It's a really good point. It does take away farm from the team that's ahead. But even so, the positioning advantage and the map control that it gives you makes you much more likely to take that second set of racks, and then that's really fateful usually.
Yeah, definitely. But, like you said, they're definitely not out of it. Oh, Nyx.
Gank successful, and that's a huge gank. Nature's Prophet doesn't have a buyback. They don't have to worry about him for 50 seconds. He does buy out for the Shadow Blade, but you're going to see them immediately parlay that into a big push. Oh.
Yes, they are. Ice Blast goes out, not going to be up for another 40 seconds, and like you said, the buyback, Nature's Prophet down for 4. Epicenter, though, being channeled, they walk straight into it. Now, Ewo, he's going to be the first to fall, maybe. Nice swap out defensive there. They throw the Doom. They wasted everything on that. The complete turnaround by Union Gaming. Pat Soul, the first to fall. And they will back off.
Interesting choice for them. Because Lycan will live, I think? Yeah.
Yeah.
They waited
he throws
for it.
out his
Now they're
book,
going.
too.
That's so smart.
Doom. Does Doom have buyback available right now? He does not. The tier 3 tower has fallen. Now we're also going to be dropping a rank 2 Mass Serpent Wards. The bugs from Weaver to slow it down, but it's too late. The rack's already falling. Everything just obliterating it. Maybe you want to spread out a little bit more. But, yeah. Hits a couple with that. Ice Blast.
Nice
Angel takes out the other insect immediately. A lot of insects in this game.
Yeah, that'll be the
That's the GG.
Yeah, no point. They just should go ahead to the second game and try not to get themselves in a position where they just can't counter push like that. Because that's the thing, they have no AoE wave clear except for Sand King, and Sand King's under level. And so Union Gaming were like, hey, they have no way to kill Necro Creeps. We should make a bunch of those. So they did, and they won. GG.
I would just like to point out that Alex Noriega here, the real Noriega, that's not true, but he is the manager of Union Gaming, picking up an item off of their victory, very convincing against Osiris, the finals here of the Dota Trash Destruction Tournament. $300 on the line here in this game. If you want to watch the bronze match, it's going on right now, cast by Gorgon at GotCalDota, and you can watch that at twitch.tv/playsivo1.
Right.
And
Alright, let's go to game 2.
Yeah, we'll be back with game 2 in a moment. Stick around.